Well, usually I'm in some studio in Freeport, Illinois, but I am on location today in Lititz, Pennsylvania. And if you haven't heard yet, Freeport, Illinois has a sister city in Lititz, Pennsylvania. And the man that I'm talking to today is a major part of this. And you'll figure out why in just a little bit, how Freeport and Lititz kind of come together in a very, very special way. But I would like to, first of all, introduce all of you to Mayor Tim Snyder. Now, I know former mayor, but I can still call you mayor. But Tim Snyder is with us from Lititz, Pennsylvania. Hi, Tim.
Hi, Tim. It's a pleasure to be with you. And I have, since you're here in Lititz right now, I am so happy to have you here as a guest and a visitor, and hope you are learning more about what Lititz is all about.
Say this, everybody. I'm going to start this off right away. If you don't come out to Lititz, Pennsylvania, you're silly. It is a fabulous vacation spot for a few days. And the shopping is amazing. The food is crazy. The chocolate, but more importantly, the pretzels. And speaking of pretzels, last year I went to an antique shop and I saw a trivet that had pretzels on it. I turned it over to see the price. I saw this at Mac and Cheese Antiques in Stockton, Illinois, and basically it says on the back of it, Lititz, Pennsylvania, home of the pretzels. Well, everybody knows me and knows, no. Freeport's home of the pretzels. So I want to get a hold of somebody who's going to tell me what's going on. And I call Mayor Tim Snyder at the time. He picks up his phone right away and we chat. Tim, can I ask you this first question? What did you think when you saw your phone and it said Freeport, Illinois on it?
I'll be honest with you. I was curious. So I picked up the phone, and you can describe the conversation, how you started it, but I just at once, well, let me say what happened. Tim called, said, "Hey, I'm the community liaison from Freeport, Illinois."
I get paid a lot of money for this, people. Just remember that.
And I said, "Well, I think and we're called Pretzel City, USA." I said, "Okay, well, that piqued my interest." And I say, then he proceeded to tell me about the trivet story that he just had relayed to you. And I said, "Well, I'm interested here." And he was wondering how they could get more information about pretzels. And he was digging into, he told me how, I asked him how Freeport was named Pretzel City, USA. And he told me about I forget the name of the bakery.
Oh, yeah. The Billerbeck Bakery.
You're right. The Billerbeck Bakery. And he was telling me all that story. And I just got more and more interested because I was also, at the time, he did not know this, but I am the owner of the Julius Sturgis Pretzel Bakery, which is the oldest pretzel bakery, commercial pretzel bakery in America. And so I thought, well, this is interesting. And then he said about possibly being the sister city. And
I was pushing it. I have to admit it.
And it really piqued my interest, and I thought, this could be good because they needed some pretzels out there, and I just thought it'd be a good match, a good mix for both of us, so we could both maybe get some good public relations out of this, and maybe we can both help each other.
Well, and then as that happened, then we chat and we talk a little bit more about the concept of getting pretzels. Then I realized that he's with Tom Sturgis Pretzels also. And for those of you that don't know, when you listen to this, in the next few weeks, we're bringing the distribution in. We're going to be selling Tom Sturgis Pretzels in Freeport. In a couple of locations. I know one location for sure at this time, and it's going to be at Zealous Studios, Elliott Graphics. We have a couple others that are in the works. And so we realized that this is going to be wonderful. And then Mayor Tim says to me, "Hey, I'd like to come out to see Freeport. Do you have anything going on?" And I said, "Yeah, we have our Pretzel City Brew Fest. We'd love for you to come out." And so Tim comes out for 3 days. So Tim, tell the people of Freeport, you came out for 3 days. What did you think of Freeport?
Well, first of all, after I got past Chicago, because I drove out, it's a lot of farms and coming into Freeport. But then here was Freeport, and stayed at the Hampton Inn downtown and walked down. Before I met Tim, I walked around town and I thought, man, this town has a lot of potential. And I took pictures to take back to Lititz, and went to Mort's and joined myself there.
He was set in Freeport when he went to Mort's. It was a done deal right there.
And then what a fantastic movie theater you have there. That is absolutely gorgeous. And then the next day I met Tim, and they had been so gracious. The people from the partnership, Freeport partnership, had left me some stuff at the hotel, and I was able to go over that. And I just thought, man, this is first class. So I really had a good first impression of Freeport.
Well, and I'll tell you, it was kind of cool. And I did not plan on doing this. I come pick up Tim at the hotel to go take him on a tour, and we'll learn about Tuddy Baker, and I go over to the Van Buren Bridge and show him the Lincoln Douglas debate stuff and many other things we'll talk about in a little bit. But I took him catty corner to the hotel, and I said, "Look at this plaque." And the plaque had home of Freeport's bakery, Billerbeck Bakery, and it opened in 1860. Now, Julius Sturgis opened in 1861. We closed in 1968. Now, if we would have stayed open, we would have been the longest commercialized pretzel bakery. However, tell us about Julius Sturgis.
Well, in regard to how he started it?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, Julius was a baker and an apprentice baker in a bakery uptown. And they made in the afternoon. They made soft pretzels to get rid of some of the dough. And well, I guess they forgot some night that they left some soft pretzels in, or there were scraps that were in the oven. And when the oven closed, when the oven went cold, it was still warm. And the soft pretzels, when they were setting in there, the heat took the moisture out, and the pretzels got hard. And Julius tasted these the next day, and he thought, hey, these are pretty good. So he started to mess around with the recipes, and he put them in and left them in overnight when the ovens were down, and he got a hard pretzel, and he went to a nice crunchy hard pretzel that lasted. It did not get, stale right away. And he went to Roush and said, hey, I think I have something that we could make here that we could make some money off of. And John Roush says, no, I'm not interested. So Julius decided to start it up himself. And he went down about a block and a half down the street and built a bakery, and that's how it all started.
Well, and along with that, because I was at your museum, the Julius Sturgis Museum, and it's just, talk about first class. Everybody that works there is just wonderful. I stood on a tour. Kids were doing it. I was taught how to twist a pretzel. Tom Sturgis, I also got to go out to your factory today, and I saw how the pretzels are made. It's just phenomenal. It's such a great location, and the amount of pretzels that you guys make is just amazing. And if you hear any noise at all, it's my assistant, Maverick Snyder. He is a Bernese water dog, and he loves listening to the podcast. But I go to this go to this factory and I see all these wonderful pretzels, and I'm like, I'm so proud of the fact that the partnership and myself and these other groups are bringing these pretzels in. We're not bringing in all 14 different brands at this time, but there's going to be a good number. I'm not asking you to brag, but I'm asking you right now, why does Freeport need to try your pretzels right away?
First of all, if you're going to start, you might as well start with the best. And but we just feel that we bake on stone hearth ovens and wire ovens, but we are artisans in the fact that we take a lot of pride in our product and bake them slower and more thorough than what our competitors do by just ramming them through the ovens. And there's a definite taste difference.
There is a definite taste difference. And just to let you know, there's a number of people that have already started ordering. I've ordered a lot. I think the stock of Sturgis pretzels has gone up since I've ordered so many. But many in Freeport have started to order these, and they just have a great taste. The little ones, I know Tim's Auto Care, they're going to have those at Brewfest. I know that Lena Brewing Company is looking into it, and Josh Elliott's looking into it. It's going to be nice to have a little taste of Lititz in Freeport, Illinois, as a part of this sister city. Why do you think, Tim? I mean, that's from my perspective about having a taste of Lititz in Freeport. Why do you think this sister city is going to work, and how is it going to progress?
Well, I think we have a lot in common. Lititz is a lot older than Freeport. It was started in 1747, I believe, and we're a Moravian community, and but over the years we had a lot of pretzel factories in Lititz. At one time, we only have 9,000 people now, but back in the day, in the late 1800s, early 1900s, there was as many as 8 to 10 bakeries in town making pretzels. And believe it or not, the same as your high school mascot is the pretzel. When in the town of Lititz, they were also called the pretzels.
And then what happened? Why aren't you the pretzels anymore?
Well, as you know, in the 50s, as baby boomers were getting, and they made the decision to merge with another school district that surrounded Lititz, and that became the Warwick School District, and they decided then that they were no longer going to be the pretzels. They needed a new mascot because obviously they had their own mascot, and they thought they came up with the name the Warriors at that time.
And there are only 2 pretzel mascots in high school in the entire world, and both of those are in Illinois, Freeport, and New Berlin. So we almost had 3, along with our friends from Lititz, but we did not have that. I have had such a wonderful time in Lititz the past few days. I have met so many wonderful people. I got to see a really good Cub game the day before in Philadelphia, but we don't want to talk about that to Phillies fan Tim. But the minute I ended up here in Lititz, I have just enjoyed every moment. The food has been fabulous. The people are wonderful. The shopping, the tours that we received, and it's just a wonderful place. It's near Lancaster, and more importantly, it's just a great place to hang out. Why is Lititz so wonderful?
We feel it's because of the people and the community spirit. And I honestly, over the years, they've had good foresight, and we were able to grow it. And, just to blow to toot our own horn here, about 15, 20 years ago, we were named the coolest small town in America. We continue to try and build on that. And we have such great people that support the town, and they never look for a pat in the back. They're just looking to see what they can do to improve the town and create a better atmosphere for everybody.
Well, I'll tell you, thanks to so many people, Corey and Sam, and I met the new mayor, John. Seems like a very, very nice guy. Hard to believe, Freeport. I hung out at a coffee shop in the morning with Mayor Tim. It was Do-Si-Do, as it's called. You want to hear something that's really, really cool and really, really, I'd almost use the word freaky, is the fact that there are two women, one in Freeport and one in Lititz. One of the women, she works at the Freeport Historical Society. The other woman works at the Lititz Historical Society, and they're sisters. And saying that, the phrase that Tim and I have created, that it is with our sister city because of the pretzels, we are Twisted Sisters. Now, for those of you looking to sue us because of the rock band, they're Twisted Sister. We are the Twisted Sisters. And I've met both of these lovely women. They're both going to be in Freeport. We're going to do something for them and try and get them interviewed and do some good stuff with them. But it just seems to me, Tim, that everything just seems to fit very well when it comes to this sister city.
Yeah, it seemed there's definitely kismet. And I know that Freeport is looking to really get the downtown thriving again and moving forward. And we have a Main Street program. Freeport has a Main Street program, and maybe we can learn from each other.
That's great. USA Today names Lititz coolest small city in the country. ESPN names Freeport the coolest mascot of the country with pretzels. And we're being looked upon. But from the standpoint of the sister city, I'm gonna throw this out there. I didn't tell you I was gonna say this, sister city. If somebody comes out to Lititz to visit, what are the three things they need to go see?
In the actual borough, we have the Julie Sturgis Pretzel Bakery, obviously. And then we have the Wilbur Chocolate Factory. That was a staple. They created a lot of chocolate products, and they go back before the Hershey Chocolate Factory. In fact, Milton Hershey worked for Souchard Company, which turned into the Wilbur Chocolate Company, and then he went to Hershey and started the Hershey Kiss. And the other one is the Bull's Head Tavern, which was named by USA Today as one of the best beer bars in the USA.
I will back that up. I will back that up. And also, for those of you, I know this will be after Pretzel Fest goes on and Polka Fest goes on. But as we move on, we're hoping that we have friends from Lititz stopping to see us in the months. And the one thing that I noted about so many of these people is they are so into their city and they want to promote their city. And it gets me excited. It makes me happy to see a large group of people do that. And you say there's 9,000 people in Lititz. I'd love to see 9,000 people in Freeport promote their city like it happens in Lititz. But I am so proud of the fact that Freeport and Lititz are together. And more importantly, I'm so proud that pretzels are going to be in the city of Freeport. And there's going to be a soft pretzel company that's coming in called the Freeport Pretzel Company that you will be able to see in the weeks ahead. And that is so exciting also. Tim, one last thing. You were mayor for a number of years and you are diehard Lititz and you've stayed here and you've moved on and whatever. What to you, this is the ending question. What to you makes a good hometown?
That people pull together, that the leaders are rowing in the same direction, and that there's foresight for things that will happen down the road, that there's good planning, and also the fact that people talk to each other, and that they have festivals and different events that they get together and they socialize with each other, and they're just able to celebrate the town together.
Well, that's wonderful. And I am so glad I turned that pretzel trivet over to look at the price and to get irritated that I saw Lititz, Pennsylvania was home of the pretzels, and got to meet and know and become friends with this man. And everybody came to Freeport. He was here for days, participated in Pretzel Fest, participated in a lot of great things. And he believes in us and supports us. And I cannot wait to see the future of Freeport all twisted around a pretzel. Thank you, Mayor Tim.
Oh, my pleasure, and thank you so much for coming to Lititz. It has been our pleasure and honor to have you here in town to see our town.
Well, this will not be the last time. This has been Mayor Tim and not Mayor Tim on Freepod.